This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm your host, Gianna, and today, super excited to get to know Daniel. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's take it back to the beginning. Who are you, Daniel? How'd you get into real estate? Where are you from? Give us the whole lowdown.
Awesome. So there's definitely a lot behind, how I got into real estate. It's actually crazy how I got into real estate because I never even imagined about becoming a real estate agent. It just fell in my lap. It was a blessing in disguise. And so pretty much how it all started. Most of my life, I've been, an entrepreneur working in the family business. Before I got into real estate, me and my brother owned a cell phone store. It was Sprint. I don't know if you're familiar with that provider. Yeah. They're not around anymore, but in 2010, what is it?
They're not around anymore?
They're not around no more. T-Mobile bought them, and then T-Mobile just branded T-Mobile.
I had no clue. I knew of Sprint, but I had no clue the takeover. Okay, keep going. Sorry, Daniel.
Sprint. They're monopoling the market. But anyways, 2010, we purchased it. We did very well. Everything was going great. Up until the last few years, the business started to shift. We were in a mall. The mall started to shift. And before we got out of the business, I got married in 2015. Me and my wife bought a condo, and we put a little bit of money into it to renovate it. And then we realized that, hey, we bought it for this much. We put this much money into it. We could potentially sell it and make a profit. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should get my real estate license. So that way I can become an investor or a flipper and save on the commissions. That's the only reason why I got my real estate license initially. Yeah. And fast forward a little bit, March 2016, I ended up getting my real estate license for really that reason. But then September 2016 came around and we were in a tough position with the cell phone store. The expenses were just overlapping the profit. And it got to a point where our master dealer, you call it, was like, hey, either you got to bring this much money to the business or you got to leave. And we're like, we don't have the money. So we just left. We lost. It was very unfortunate, but it was a huge blessing in disguise. I mean, we lost one of the biggest investments that we ever lost. And once I lost it, I just bought a condo. I just got married. I just found out that my first son was on the way. He was due March. And I just lost my only income. So I was in a really bad place financially and mentally, emotionally, all that stuff. And I was like, what do I do? So all I knew was cell phones. I was like, I'm going to go buy another cell phone store. After a few months of, testing out other carriers, I was like, you know what? I don't want to buy another store. I don't want to invest all this money. So to December 2016 came around. I'm like, I got my real estate license. I don't have to invest $100,000 or $200,000 again to buy a business and buy myself a job. I did some numbers. I was like, if I can sell this much in volume and do this much for the year and break it down monthly, and I don't have to invest money, I can make more money doing this than buying a business. And not only that, I'm good with people. I'm honest. I'm trustworthy. And if I'm providing my services and I can take care of my family at the same time, it's a win-win. So, December 2016, I decided to go full-time in real estate. And from there, the rest is history.
That's crazy story. But, everything works out for a reason. And, you just kind of found your way through it all and investing, flipping. Awesome idea. Great. Just another awesome resource for passive income for real estate agents, especially over here at EXP. When the passive income is streams and whatever is, you've got a lot of options, which is great. And, scary to lose that one source of income, but you figured it out. And Daniel, how were you introduced to EXP through all this? You got your license because you were flipping, doing great. How did how did EXP come into the picture? Was it your first brokerage? Were you introduced to it? Were you skeptical of it?
Yeah, so at first I went with a low cap brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
thinking small minded, thinking I need to save all the commission, which I can understand for brand new agents. But then I was like, okay, my first full year I did very well. I was very happy, so I was comfortable paying more of a cap. Then I went to a big box brokerage. I'm not going to name no names. We're not talking bad about anybody. Went there, wasn't really feeling it. I bounced around early in my career because I was looking for like, all right, who's going to help me the most? Like, if I'm going to pay you, at least help me. And everyone overpromised and underdelivered, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And I was like, this is not working. So I went from a low cap to a big box, back and forth a little bit to a boutique type brokerage because I had a good relationship with the broker, great guy, great brokerage. It just ended up not being for me. And within that time, I went from the big box to the boutique. I heard about EXP and I went to a lunch and learn, you want to call it. And I was like, it literally sounded too good to be true. So whenever I see things that are too good to be true, I'm like, something's wrong. Plus this was right around 2018, 19 when EXP had that massive explosion because it took some time for people to really see what it could do.
Right.
So I heard about EXP before I went to the boutique brokerage, but I'm like, no way, it's too good to be true. And I'm going to go this route. Then I went that route and I was like, this isn't good. I'm not too happy here. So that's when I went to EXP. I was introduced to it and I love EXP. I actually finally found my home. It provides the multiple streams of income. But besides that is no matter where we are, we're going to sell real estate. Whether it's brokerage A, B, or C, might as well go with the brokerage that has multiple streams of income that can help you diversify and that could potentially help you have some sort of retirement plan. And the main reason why I came to EXP is the revenue share. Mm-hmm. I just love the idea of them giving us an opportunity to help people. And in return, we're incentivized. We can become our owners. And it's literally a no-brainer. And I like helping people. I like coaching people, agents, I'm sorry. And yeah, through my success and my, credibility and the way I built my business, if you just take it and you implement it and you work hard and understand that this business is not easy, you got to put in the work. It's not just sunshine and rainbows. I'm going to pay 3%.
Yeah, you don't just become a millionaire overnight.
No, you don't just get your real estate license and people just keep calling you. That's not how it works at all, actually. So yeah, that's how I got introduced to EXP. I heard about it a little bit. I thought it was too good to be true. Didn't come to it. And then I realized I saw a lot more success over the year. And I was like, man, this is the company. And it's obviously almost 3 years later, continuing to prove itself.
Absolutely. And, you mentioned some of the great things like you love mentoring. The collaboration at EXP is excellent. The rev share, we've got stock options. And now that you're over here at EXP and you're killing it, I mean, you're an icon agent, which means you're one of the top 2% in the company, right? Yeah. Industry, company, both kind of.
Industry, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, we're so big right now and we're growing so fast. I mean, we're killing it in the industry as well. So you're up there, Daniel. So now that you're over at EXP and have been, really in there and learning all the systems, what have you fallen in love with over here that maybe you didn't expect at first or didn't know that EXP offered? What keeps you here? What makes you say, I never want to leave this place?
Yeah, well, obviously the main items are what really keep me here, along with the one of the biggest thing is the collaboration, because the way the company is set up, it's set up for all your upline, your downline, your business partners, even other family trees to help each other. And it's all about collaboration rather than competing. So I love that. And the model is so perfectly designed. It's like, hey, you join on board. I open my whole playbook to you to help you more successful. And the more I make you successful, the more it's a win-win for me. And it's a win-win for everybody. And it's like, why not? There's enough business out here for everybody. So besides the icon, the stock, the rev share, the health, the training, I think it's the collaboration, the nationwide, the worldwide collaboration, not just with your upline, but with other family trees as well. And I mean, when we're talking about collaboration, we're not talking about just any agents here. We're talking about the top teams and individual agents in the world. So people are coming and everyone's going to be here. I truly believe it. It's just a matter of time.
Right, absolutely. Because there's so many negative stigmas right now, like, oh, they're a pyramid scheme, they're a cult, and we'll definitely talk about that later as well. But it's seems like you even said, it's too good to be true, right? But people come over here, you see some of the big players coming over here, and there's a reason why, and they're staying, right? There's no other
Retention's a big thing. Yeah, they're staying.
Absolutely. And, Daniel, before we get even more into the Icon Award and production and everything else, you did mention that you're a dad to two, a husband, real estate agent, you may still be investing, whatever it is, you're busy, right? So how do you balance it all? How do you draw boundaries? How do you, chase that work-life balance or recharge? Because being a real estate agent can be like a 24/7 job.
So that's a very, very good question. And it's something I'm still figuring out. But the most important thing to me, the way I operate my life is, number one is God, number two is family, and number three is business. And as much as I want to be as successful as I want to be, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I thank God I'm not in the position that I've been in the past, I focus very heavily on my faith. That comes first. Second is family. So I build my business around my family. And third is business. And I know real estate can easily drag you into 24/7. And I operate off a model that's called CARE, creating a referable experience, meaning doing your best for your client, building a relationship with them, connecting with them. And in order to do that, you got to put time, effort, and energy. Early in my career, I was 24/7. Then I realized the 24/7 will never end. So you got to take a step back, and not that you can't care, just, I know this needs to get done, but it can get done tomorrow when I'm working. So I try to work average 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I think that's more than enough time to work. And then anything after hours, I'll handle if needed, but I'm a lot less like immediate response, immediate follow-up, immediate call. And what I started to do and where I'm transitioning to is leverage. In this business, you can get really busy fast, which is a great thing. And you can keep all the money for you. But it's not just about the money. It's about empowering others, helping others. And for you to get off that 24/7, you need to leverage. And I know that's what Justin Nelson's all about, which is why he created a VA company. I think his model is, I don't know exactly, but I know there's a word leverage in there. It's, one of my favorite quotes that I live by and I'm transitioning to, was it John D. Rockefeller or one of them, but it's, I'd rather make 1% off 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. And as real estate agents, you really have to put that into perspective, because you can go and sell that $500,000 house and make all the commission for you, but you have to do all the work. Why don't you refer two $500,000 deals out instead of you doing all the work? You're getting a piece of the pie and you didn't have to do anything, which frees up my time, which gives me more time to be with my family, because that's the second most important thing to me. And you just got to figure it out along the way, which I'm still figuring it out.
It's tough. There's no true recipe or formula or life hack for it.
Do what works for you.
Right, exactly. And it's tough. You got to figure it out, and it always changes. And it's just, you just got to go with the flow, but you got to make sure that you're recharging so that you can be your best self, facing your clients and your team and your mentees and everything else that comes with the job of being a real estate agent.
You said a very powerful word right there, and that was recharge. We're human, just like cars. You have to refill your tank every day now. I don't know, but
for $1 trillion. I saw this joke on Facebook, and it was like, make sure to not fill your car up with gas until after closing date.
That's a good one. And you know what? The gas thing didn't really bother me up until I started seeing I don't know where you guys are at in Colorado, but we're above $5 now. Now I'm like, all right, this is ridiculous.
I think Colorado, so I'm currently in Nashville. Okay. I think Colorado was at like $4.59. So no, that was the gas prices here last night. Colorado is definitely closer to $5 than Nashville is, but not by much, like 10-cent difference. A lot of money, too much money.
You know what, Jana, give me 1 second. Let me turn on the light, because this half face thing is bothering me.
No problem.
I should have done it from the beginning. Give me a second. This is good for our viewers. They know we're real and raw and authentic. That's what you need to be, especially in real estate. a little better.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
You're not sitting in the shadows anymore.
Awesome. Awesome.
But yeah, like, like you said, you've got to recharge your cell phone,
Yeah,
and
recharge.
fill up your car, and
That's what I was talking about.
whether you're introverted or extroverted, you got to find what fuels you, which is hard because, sometimes you're like, I don't know if I'm introverted, extroverted, if I'm an introverted extrovert, an extroverted introvert, what really recharges me? I don't know. And it's hard to find, but once you get in touch with yourself that way, you'll find that, when Monday comes around and you use the weekend to recharge, or that Sunday evening or whatever day you decide to dedicate to yourself, and you do that,
and that will help dramatically. So yeah, like you said, recharging is probably just like us. We're cars. We got to, we got to refuel every day. We got to recharge. So, starting your mornings off right, reading something positive, inspirational, motivational. Take time off work, because if you're just going and going, you're not going to give yourself the best service along with your clients, and they're going to realize that, and then your business is going to drop. So you got to keep that balance.
Absolutely. And it matters who you surround yourself with too, right? There could be toxic laziness, or, people that drain you, or the people that fuel you, recharge you, love you, support you. I mean, really check out your surroundings. That proximity is power, but it can also be poison. So check that out.
100%. And sometimes, sometimes it's unfortunately people that you don't want to let go, but you have to. No matter who it is, if they're draining your energy, they're not leading you in the right direction, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you not cut them off, but slowly remove yourself respectfully. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's going to hurt. It's going to burn. You're going to confuse yourself like, wait, well, this person should be motivating me, pushing me, saying nice things to me, telling me I love you. But if they're not doing that, and they're doing the opposite, no matter who it is, it's unfortunate. It hurts. It sucks. It burns. But it's better that you slowly remove yourself than continuously allowing it and forcing it, because that energy will drain you. And we can't be drained because we have real estate to do, and family, and life, and gas.
And gas. And making sure you can fill your tank.
Gas is the topic. So we're just going to bring it up. Even though I don't fall into all that. But yeah, we'll bring it in.
That's awesome. Well, Daniel, you made good points there. And please, if you're listening, make sure you take that question into consideration every single podcast. It may find the way that, helps you refuel, or it could find something that is draining a lot of your energy, whether you're surrounding yourself with toxic people, whatever it is. If you're feeling exhausted and burnt out, it's probably the first place to start. Is that work-life balance?
Shut your phone off. It'll be there tomorrow.
Absolutely. Get yourself a work phone, seriously, and leave that on the counter after 6 p.m. at night, and take it to open houses, whatever else. But I think we're onto something here. Well, Daniel, let's talk production, because you're an Icon agent, and there's certain stats that you got to hit to Icon. It's not for everyone. And that first one is, capping, and then the transactions. So in your market, about how many houses do you have to sell to hit your cap? And then let's talk about how many transactions that you have to get after your cap to qualify for Icon.
Yeah, so great. Obviously, nationally, when I first started, I think the national average was around 170. I think now we're around 250, 300. In my market, I am around the $300,000 price point. So in order to cap, you need to do about 2.7 million in volume. So that's right around, call it 10 homes that you need to sell. Okay. Then after you cap, within your anniversary date, you need to do 20 more transactions after that. So rough estimate, you need right around 30 to 35 transactions, which luckily we're fortunate enough. I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. And you asked, which is why I'm answering it, but I share numbers to not, brag or boast, but to show you that it's possible. Because it's true. And as long as you put in the time, effort, and energy, you can do it. And, typically I cap within 1 or 2 months, and within 4 months, so a total of 6 months, we're Icon. We got the rest of the 6 months to enjoy 100%. We don't have to worry about last minute iconing. And then, your fees go down too dramatically, which helps. So yeah, I'm at around a $300,000 price point. Takes about 10 deals to cap, and then 20 deals after that, you become an icon agent. So rough estimate, about 30 to 35 deals max, or lower if you're in a higher price point.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah, I like to ask that question because where you're at market wise is going to be a little different than, LA, where you can get a soggy cardboard box for $3 million.
You saw one home for $3 million. Now you just need to sell 21 homes.
Yeah, exactly. And Alaska has a lot lower price range than more desirable cities. So I like to gauge the market of where you're at with that question. Yep. So that was really good. And the next part, to be an icon agent, it isn't all about production. That's a huge part. You have to hit that, but you also have to have that cultural commitment. Right? Be an active contributor to that EXP culture and collaboration, everything else. So you can be a mentor, coach, teach an EXP world, vet other icons. So, which avenue have you opted to take with that?
Yeah, so great question. Of course, just for everyone to know who's listening, when you become an icon agent, you don't just immediately get your cap back, which is $16,000, which I would love. Just if that happened, that'd be great. But I understand from Glenn Sanford's standpoint, it's like, I'm not going to just give it y'all back. You got to put a little bit more work, which I can respect and understand. And if anything, it helps us become better leaders to help lead other people. And I've done interviewing other icon agents. And then this year, I've done the cultural commitment for training in the EXP world, because that's, one of my strengths, and that's what I do. And that's how I help my business partners grow their business. And that's what I do. I teach in the EXP world about my care model. I did the care model. I did my 90-day action plan. That was the second one. And then I did the interview icon agents. And they're all super important. I would mix it up. If you get icon multiple years, change it up. So that way you can hear, you can learn, you can understand, you can network and mastermind. And you immediately get the $8,000 back. And then you got your cultural commitment to fulfill. That's how you get $4,000, makes it a total of $2,000. And then you get $2 more when you attend Shareholder Summit, which I am.
I'll be there too. Okay. Let's meet IRL. Let's meet in real life. Stop by our booth or buy a drink or whatever it takes. Let's get connected. But
definitely. And then, going to the EXP Icon event, the EXP Family Reunion, which is our annual event every year, which is in Vegas this year. And that's how you get another $2,000 there. That's how you total up $16,000. And I've done my part on getting the $16,000, and it's been a blessing.
Oh, so awesome. And like you said, they don't want to make it easy just getting your cap back, right? It's an option, but they don't want to just give it to you. And I think that's so important, because that's there are a lot of things that make EXP stand out, but that collaboration, that sense of teamwork from, all over the world now, internationally. I think this part of that Icon Award really, really contributes to that. It's not,
that's a big deal.
It's not 100% mandatory if you don't want that area of your stock back, which is, fine, to each their own. But at the same time, if you do, you're rewarded for giving back. And it's not such a chore, to give back to EXP. Then you're getting stock back and becoming more of an owner, and everything's great. And Glenn killed it with this model.
Oh, yeah. And that's just one way of earning stocks. There's many other ways, which is awesome. It's free money.
Absolutely. And, go to another brokerage, whatever brokerage you're at now, and ask them for your cap back in any manner.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of stocks. And I know only one company who has similar to our revenue share. It's called profit share. And I'd rather go off of revenue, which is right off the top, rather than profit. Because what if your company doesn't profit, which happens a lot.
I know. So this model is incredible. Definitely what makes EXP stand out. And, for my last question about the Icon Award in specific, there's a lot of benefits. You get a really pretty glass trophy that's pretty hefty.
Got them up there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can kind of see them. Yeah, it's hard because they're glass, but they're really nice. And, the opportunity to earn your cap back in stock, and that can triple because, you have to leave it in there for a while. And especially right now, because stocks are low, Like, get in now.
Get in now. Exactly. I mean, I was in when I was like, okay, which made me very happy. I was like, okay, this is good to see this dollar amount. When it went down, of course, it hurts. Everyone hurts, but that's stocks. They go up and down. Just like Warren Buffett said, invest in your stock, look at it in a very long time because it's always going to do this. But as long as it's doing this over time, that's all that matters. And
like, literally forget about it for 5 years. Okay.
I think it's going to go up dramatically in the next few years to come, especially it's almost a no-brainer because the more the company grows, the more agents, the more sales, the more revenue, the better the stock should do. It's basic stock principle. Obviously, we're not going to get to all my opinion on stocks, but it's just an extra benefit. I never lead with stocks, but it's an extra benefit that you don't get anywhere else. So might as well take advantage of it.
Totally. And I love that. Right. And we're going to learn so much more about the stocks when we're out at shareholders here in a couple days. Coming up quick, which is awesome. But, you know, it's exciting. And there's really no other place that you can earn that. And, you know, the collaboration, sense of team, building a downline. There's a lot of opportunities when you're an icon agent. So what has been your favorite part? What makes you say, I've got an icon again next year?
Yeah, I mean, you ever heard of FOMO, fear of missing out? We definitely don't want to miss out. And it's like, it's wasted money, you know? And, you know, there's no reason why we shouldn't be icon agents. Every single person in the world. And if you're not an icon agent, all you really have to do is be honest with yourself and say, why am I not an icon agent? And then you're really going to say to yourself, what am I really doing each and every day? Am I really putting in the work? Because if you put in the work, you're going to achieve it.
Right.
If you don't put in the work, it's a direct reflection on what you're doing daily. And in this business, you need the daily, consistent actions that will lead to the results. And if you're doing that, I know the market's shifting and changing. There's still people crushing it better than they did last year.
Right.
So far, it's been a good year. We've had a downturn and a lot of unfortunate situations, but we can easily ramp it back up. You know, that's the market. You just got to adjust and adapt. The market's always going to change, but people are always going to buy and sell homes no matter what. So if you're not an icon agent, all you really need to do is sell 30 to 35 homes a year. That's 3 homes a month. It's not that much if you really put in the daily activity, and everyone can achieve it.
Yeah.
I can achieve it in 6 months. You can achieve it in 1 year.
Oh, for sure. And that's a great transition to my next question. It would be, you know, situational wise. Daniel, like, I'm a new agent. I just joined the Daniel team. You know, you're my sponsor, everything else. And you're just kind of taking me under your wing. And I'm like, Daniel, here's my goal. I want an icon this year. Haven't even written an offer letter, but I'd like to icon. So let's work that backwards a little bit. You're putting in the effort every day. Let's have this talk. What's some advice you would give me? How do we work this problem backwards?
Definitely. Very good question. And before I answer that, I just want to let you know my kids just got here. They're 3 and 5. They're boys. They're like tornadoes. So
no worries.
Just bear with me if they chime in. I'm going to do my best.
Anyway.
Got it. Awesome. So what I would do if you were a brand new agent, what I do is I actually have an onboarding folder that I created for all my business partners that's just full of value. The first thing I'm going to do is say, hey, I want you to become icon, and I'm sure you want to become an icon. In order to become icon, this is what you need to hit. We set a sales volume number, and then we reverse engineer. For example, I'll just rough estimate. This is what I went off my first year, which was 5 million in sales volume. Divide that by 12 months. Rough estimate, you're at about 400,000 in volume. You're probably gonna have to sell a little bit more, but let's just say you sell 3 homes. Every home is 150,000, right? So you need to sell 3 homes a month. What are we gonna? Now we know what our ultimate goal is. We reverse it, engineer it into a monthly goal, and then break it down weekly. We need to sell 3 homes a month. What are we gonna do to get there? I created a 90-day action plan for all agents. That's free for everybody, actually, that can help. It's a very basic, simple formula that I created to help you grow your business online through social media, organic strategies. And then I also created a daily schedule. Like, hey, you want to sell 5 million? Instead of me telling you, all right, well, just go and do this and hopefully you sell 5 million. I reverse engineer and say, hey, in order to sell 5 million, This is what you need to do daily. And I literally broke it down to the simplest daily task that you need to do. Make one post a day, message 20 followers, call 10 people, add to your stories, put yourself out there. Just do that daily. That would take you 3 hours a day. And the rest of the day, just hang out. As long as
you know, leverage it out. If you are at that kind of you know, production, hire a personal assistant. You'll probably go a little further with a virtual assistant. But I mean, there's so many different ways to leverage that and to, you know, pass out tasks that maybe you're not good at. Maybe you're not technologically advanced. That's okay. Somebody out there is. I promise
100%.
you. So yeah, I mean, you know, leverage that out. Find what you're good at. Find what you're not good at, and hire.
Of course. And you know, that would take time. Obviously, as a brand new agent, I recommend putting in the work so you can learn. And then once you leverage, you're going to know how to teach them and show them what you want or need. But very simply, we create a 90-day action plan, give them a daily to-do list, help keep them accountable that they're actually doing it. And I can almost guarantee if you put in that work, you'll hit icon your first year.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's very possible. It's just, are you committed to it? Right.
It's a lot of work. So just going to set that expectation up front. Don't think it's going to be fun or sunshine and rainbow. We'll do our best to make it fun, but you know, it's not going to be sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be stressful. You're going to lose out on some deals. You're going to, I mean, there's a lot of just
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, Daniel, for my last question, it would be about EXP, but for somebody watching, or maybe, you know, put yourself in your shoes however long ago when you joined EXP, and maybe you were a little skeptical of it, heard things in the industry like, oh, EXP is a pyramid scheme, it's a cult, don't drink the Kool-Aid, too good to be true, wait for the other shoe to drop, blah, 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 blah. But these people are seeing the greener grass, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, like, this looks too good to be true. I kind of want to move, but I'm loyal to my broker and I'm skeptical of it. There's so many bad things floating around about EXP. You know, what would you have to say to yourself when you were in those shoes, or maybe somebody watching right now that's like, do I make this move about jumping over to EXP and taking the plunge?
So very, very good question. And I mean, there's multiple directions I could take this, and I'll give a lot of golden nuggets. But the first thing I want to say is there is no right or wrong brokerage for a specific person. So EXP might be a good fit for me and you, but it might not be for that individual. And that's okay. And vice versa. EXP might be for this person and the other brokerage might not be. So there's no right or wrong. There's no one size fits all. Depends on what you want out of your business. That's the first thing I want to say. Second thing I want to say is interview multiple brokerages. Don't just go with one company unless it just works out. Great. Go to your Keller Williams, your Remax, your EXP, your Coldwell Banker, your low cap brokerage, your boutique. Interview all of them. Ask them all the same questions. So that way you can come back and reevaluate like, okay, did I like this person? Did I trust this person? Do I like what they have to offer? Do I like the office? Do I like the opportunity? What do they offer? What don't they offer? So that way you get a real good idea of, okay, what is everyone really telling me? And just be careful with getting overpromised and underdelivered. It happens in this industry. I don't know why, because let's just say you did make one choice, for example. You're not locked in there. So you can always leave. I don't recommend you jumping, but it's okay, you know, if you are figuring it out here or there. So with that being said, there's no one size fits all. Interview multiple brokerages, but if you want to learn more about EXP, don't go to a Keller Williams agent and ask them their opinion about EXP, because that's like you walking into a Ford dealership. You want to buy a car and you say, hey, Mr. Ford salesman who wants to sell me a Ford car, what do you think about Chevy? What do you think they're going to tell you? They're going to say they're a pyramid scheme. They're lying to you. They don't take care of their agents. They don't have training. Their revenue share is false. No one makes money off of that because they want to give you the Ford. It's like walking into Burger King and saying, what do you think about the Big Mac at Whopper or at McDonald's? They're going to say, oh, it sucks. Come eat the Whopper. You get what I'm saying? So you have to ask someone within the company, someone who's actually successful and been there, and maybe ask multiple people at EXP, someone successful, someone who just got in, and get multiple opinions. And then make your own decision. So my recommendation when you hear people talking bad about a company, it's not that they're talking bad because the company is bad. It's because that's their perception and they're trying to get you where they want to go. If someone came in, I mean, I would genuinely answer the question like, hey, you can go anywhere. And if you're happy, great. But if you're going to sell real estate wherever you're at, might as well join a company that gives you multiple opportunities and a company that's actually growing, that's actually for their agents, that actually gives us an opportunity to build our own organization within an organization that want us to grow, to excel, and to where there's a company that helps collaborate rather than compete because of how our model is set up. Other companies are not set up like this. So everyone in your office is your competition. It's a very small scarcity mindset environment. We're in a very abundant, positive mindset. So with that being said, those are the main points I want to point out. I can keep talking. Obviously, you could tell I talk a lot, but I'm passionate.
Me too, usually.
And that's who I am. So I hope that helps our viewers, our followers, and yeah.
And if you have any more questions, we live in a metaverse. Reach out to Daniel. I don't care if you're in Florida, Kentucky, Italy, wherever you're at. Reach out to Daniel.
I don't know if I could say all that. I don't know if we're trying to earn people's business. And you said Florida too. I just got my broker's license in Florida, so I'm super excited about that. I'm obviously going to be an associate broker with EXP.
Yeah.
I'm a licensed agent in Michigan, so I got dual agents. Another good benefit that we didn't even talk about, I'm not even sure if you're familiar or not, when you have multiple licenses in multiple states, whether it's 2, 3, 10, if you're within the nation, you only have one cap, one fee. Right. That is awesome. So most companies don't operate like that. So keep that in mind. If you're licensed in Michigan and Florida and you're like, I'm with broker A here, broker B here, I got 2 caps, that doesn't need to happen anymore. So you can collaborate with EXP, you'll get 1 cap, and that's more than fair in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool to see all the opportunities you get with EXP, and that's definitely a benefit. You know, sometimes we talk about it, sometimes we don't. It depends on the relevancy. But you utilize that tool, which is really cool. And I mean, if you have any questions about EXP, you know, being licensed in multiple states, iconing, not iconing, benefits, stocks, whatever, reach out to Daniel. Everybody at EXP is happy to talk to you, field questions. Don't feel pressured to make the move over here, but you know, if it's right for you, it's right for you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll be more than happy to answer anyone's questions. You can follow. I built my business through social media, organic strategies. I'd love to help you guys. You can follow me on Instagram, Daniel Salmo Group, or on Facebook, Daniel Salmo. Call, text, email me, however you want to get a hold of me. But I look forward to hearing from everybody. And
it's been great. You know, we're coming up, we're creeping up on 40 minutes here. This has been an awesome episode, Daniel. Any last words you'd like to leave the listeners with before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, before I leave, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity. It was great meeting you. Keep up the good work. I wish you the best on your new home. If you need help, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer some questions if you need. Congratulations on getting your real estate license. And last but not least, when you get into real estate, just know it's not just about leads. It's about building relationships, caring for people, connecting with them, communicating with them, setting expectations, really doing what's best for them. Don't focus on the sale, focus on the client. And the more you focus on the client, the more sales you'll get.
Absolutely. A great key to success there. Awesome note to wrap it up on. Daniel, thank you so much. I look forward to hanging out with you as shareholders in probably a little less than a week. What is it? What day is it? I don't know, but I'll be there.
It's on Father's Day, which blows my mind actually, but we'll take it. It's a Sunday. I think it's June 19th or 20th.
I was just thinking last night when Father's Day is. I was like, probably the last Sunday in June, but I guess, yeah, you're right. It's not.
It's on Father's Day.
Like I said, I'm down to my last 2 brain cells.
Go get you a nice like fruit veggie smoothie. You'll be good.
Something like that. I need some kind of cure.
Or a brownie.
Or brownie. Daniel, thank you so much for your time today. Looking forward to catching up with you in real life, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Same here, Gian. I appreciate you. Have a great day. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.